AI is Diddy. In 2022, when somebody says Miss Keri baby, what comes to mind? Multi-platinum songwriter, actress, performer, or is it the Turning Me On remix debacle? Let's talk about some of the dope stuff Keri Hilson has done in her career and why it's time to put some respect on her name. Might get canceled for this, but let's do it. Keri Hilson grew up in Decatur, Georgia. She had a love for music ever since she was a child, and her mother enrolled her in piano lessons, but she would just have the piano teacher play the piano as she would sing. Keri got her first record deal at the age of 14 as part of a girl group that didn't work out. After that, she got some work as a background vocalist and started writing songs as well. By the time she got in college, she joined the writing team, The Clutch. The Clutch played a big part in some of the dopest records written in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. If you have no clue what they helped write Mary J, Take Me As I Am, Ciara, Like a Boy, Wait a Minute by the Pussycat Dolls, Give Me More by Britney Spears, Lovin' This Club Part 2 by Usher featuring Beyonce and Lil Wayne, 4 Minutes by Avant, and many other singles and album cuts as well. During the time working with The Clutch is when Keri Hilson would meet Polo the Don, who would also introduce her to Timbaland. During this time is when she wrote the mega commercial hit The Way I Are and was the go-to person to write songs for that were produced by Timbaland. She was also part of a lot of singles that dropped around that time too. She was featured on songs with Nas, Chris Brown, R. Kelly, T.I., and Fabulous, as well as others. Timbaland and Polo the Don came together to help produce and navigate Keri Hilson's debut album, In a Perfect World. Keri Hilson has 9 writing credits on a 14-song album. Accolades aside, the album is pretty fire. Turning Me On was a big record in 2008 into 2009. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers the moment at the beginning of the video. It's a white background and Keri Hilson kind of just walks into frame. Really dope moment. Polo the Don and Danger Hands at the time over some fire percussion, with Keri Hilson's vocals adding some really dope color to the song. Return to Favor continued the chemistry that Timbaland and Keri built during the Shock Volume album, with Timbaland continuing that future R&B sound. Knock You Down, you had Danger give you some of that superhero type vibe with the production, with Kevin Cosmic, Neo, and Keri giving us some great lyrics and a dope, memorable verse from Kanye West on this record. The Esther Dean penned Make Love is an amazing record. The Justin Timberlake assisted Slow Dance has a cyberpunk synth vibe to it with a great 90s throwback vibe as well. This album generally got positive reviews, but we gotta address the elephant in the room, the Turning Me On remix. This seems to be the moment that people can't let Keri live for. Let's talk about it. In March 2009, the Turning Me On remix leaked with obvious subs at Beyonce and possibly Ciara. This is kind of during the time where R&B beef was being had, but there was no real consequences for it for anybody's career. For example, Trey songs that came at R. Kelly around that time. It usually just created good buzz for you going into your next project. We had a case of that with Keri Hilson. Somebody at the label thought it was a good idea for her to do this in order to create buzz for the project. She didn't even write the lyrics to the remix. After playing it for a few people, it was decided that they wouldn't even put it out. But the way of the industry at the time, if the song was recorded, it was destined to leak. But nobody could predict the backlash that was about to come. Beyonce never commented on it, and Ciara and Keri made good on the whole situation, but the Beehive wasn't having none of it. Some could argue Keri Hilson was the first artist to get canceled through social media. But that wasn't quite the end of seeing Keri Hilson yet. She went forward with her second album, No Boys Allowed, the next year. No Boys Allowed caught a lot of flack when it came out, but it's actually not that bad of an album when you go through and listen to it. Bayou featuring J. Cole has a dope vibe, dope beat to it. Pretty Girl Rock had a lot of commercial success. Breaking Point was the first single, with Timbaland doing some beatboxing on this really dope emotional song. One Night Stand featuring Chris Brown has this really dope futuristic sound as well, with both of their voices phasing together sounding incredible. Give Me What I Want and All the Boys are amazing tracks as well, with some dope records for those that bought the deluxe album. But at the height of the success of this album, Keri took some time away from music. Due to some personal issues, some other things, and social media bullying, all of that was enough to send her into depression. Keri took a long hiatus from music. After a couple years away, Keri took a shot at doing acting. She appeared in Steve Harvey's Think Like a Man, Almost Christmas, and some TV roles in movies like Hip Hop Christmas, Don't Waste Your Pretty, and some others. She did a dope job in these projects as well. You should check them out if you haven't. So why did I do this? Keri Hilson might not be one of the biggest stars the industry has ever seen, but she's had an impact on a lot of the biggest stars that you have ever seen. She's written songs that have positively affected the trajectory of many artists like Usher, Ciara, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige, Britney Spears, Chris Brown, as well as others. At the end of the day, I think it's extremely important for us to remember that all of us are people, and the person that you met today is a slightly different version of the person that you met yesterday. So as years have gone past, people do change. I think it's time for us to put the Turning Me On remix debacle to the side, move on, and put some respect on Keri Hilson's name. As a matter of fact, join me in playing your favorite song that Keri Hilson had a part in. I'll put a playlist link down in the description featuring all songs that Keri had a part in that are really dope. Play your favorite and then share. This is Dame Diddy. Out.